Hello and welcome to the week ahead, where we check out Monday's action and see what that means for the rest of the week. If that's what you're into, stick around. All right, it's Monday, and that means another week ahead video. So some interesting moves today, interesting news over the weekend, where we got some, I guess Ukraine had a successful drone strike in Russia. Moved a lot of markets today. Some drone stocks were on the move. The most interesting thing that happened today in terms of moves is I think the weakness in the US dollar and the strength in things like crude oil and gold and silver and some other currencies like Japanese yen, Swiss franc. And so what we did today in the portfolio was we got long some Japanese yen via some long dated call options, and we're selling some front month call options on top of that, and that's what's going to get us a 5% yield on that position monthly. So excited to share that with you guys later on in the video. But yeah, just some crazy moves. So with that, let's go check out what the Market Monitor has to say and see what's going on there. The Market Monitor is a collection of data that I've taken over time. That combined with established strategies by William O'Neill, Richard Wyckoff, and Stan Weinstein, I could use it to peer into the market to see where we're at in the cycle and where we could be going. I'm going to use this data to cross-reference the averages. So if this data is above average or below average, that should tell us something about where we're going and where we've been. By knowing that, we could set an expectation, and if that expectation is met or not met, we can make decisions based on that. And that's why the Market Monitor is a crucial part of my investing process. And I hope you guys can get a lot out of this segment. And if you want to know how the Market Monitor works, I'll link a video in the description below. It explains everything. Cheers. All right. So yeah, we are currently day 8 yellow. And yeah, it's been a really interesting wave because, you know, on average, these yellow waves are supposed to be, negative 0.35%. And we're actually currently sitting at about 1.5% in these last 8 days. Today, because of today's move, we got rid of another distribution day, so we're sitting at 4 distribution days. We're on the bubble going green, going back to a significant uptrend, which is great. If you're long. Yeah, just, on average, the yellow lasts about 9 days. So, us being on the bubble going back to green makes a lot of sense. Or we could have 2 red days in a row, which brings us to red. So, we're just on that bubble of, the wave is about to go more than average. Yeah, that's all she wrote from that. But some interesting things happened inside of the, Market Monitor here. Stage analysis, we didn't really move that much. As you can see here, there's 49% of stocks that are still in stage 2 uptrends. 15% of stocks are in stage 1. So that's nice. I mean, we haven't corrected yet, and we're just getting a lot of stocks in stage 1. I think if we do correct again, that will probably tick up to like 20 or 25%, which would be nice. Still 30% stocks in downtrends. So just keeping that in mind. And yeah, interesting thing is the downtrending stocks are actually above their 16-period moving average. Yeah, moving on to just where stocks ended today. Yeah, we had a lot of higher highs. We had 61 higher highs, 371 stocks ending at the high of the day, which is bullish. Yeah, moving on to 5% moves. I mean, we had 35% moves on big volume, which was good. I was saying on Friday, this short-term momentum down was kind of ticking down, which was a buy signal. Even though we were thinking, okay, it's getting towards the end of the average, we could go red. Hey, we could go green. So yeah, I mean, we're starting to get a tick up in short-term momentum up. So maybe we go back to green here. Yeah, TD buys ticking up a little bit. So, and anxiety index is back down at 22K. It's looking like the market wants to continue higher, but every time it's on the bubble like this, there's also a potential it just falls apart really quickly. with a Trump tweet or some kind of thing. So whenever it's looking this nice, typically it's like the inverse. Whenever it looks really bad, it goes up. Whenever it looks really nice, it goes down. So yeah, that's all the updates from Market Monitor. Let's go, check out the portfolio because yeah, we're pretty excited about what's happening there in the portfolio. For those of you who don't know, I've been an investor for over 10 years and a full-time swing trader for the last 5. In August of 2024, I welcomed my first child into the world. To build his financial foundation, I funded a $100,000 account for him, which I'm growing using a personalized 60-40 portfolio approach. This channel will document that journey. My goal is to create educational content so that one day my son can learn how I grew his account and apply it himself one day. To follow the portfolio's every move, check the link in the description below. I attach it to a website that tracks every trade. Drop your questions or thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys along the way. Cheers. All right, so portfolio is doing pretty well. I mean, we are up today. We are up actually 1% today. Yeah, I wish these guys, they fixed the issue they had, but I wish they showed the options positions. Unfortunately, they don't, so it's still a little bit off here. But I'll just keep, updating to whatever is on the screen. So yeah, we're up nicely now. We're up 5% for the year. We entered into a new position today, which I'll explain in the kind of TA segment of the video. But yeah, moving up nicely here. Outperforming the market. Had some big moves today, so we'll go over that in just a moment. Yeah, so biggest mover today was Tempest AI. We were worried about it last week because there was a short report on it, nuked 20%. Everybody on Twitter was saying they were going to buy. I guess they're all right. That's pretty rare that happens. So nice move out of that. Got all that back. So we're not, just basically a scratch there. We didn't do anything. It's all the way back, and now it's up for a short squeeze because we had a short report on it. So maybe it goes much higher here. Some more big moves. I mean, we had big moves out of the silver miners today. Nice moves, up 11%. Data, which is an AI play, up 11%. Pan Silver up 7. Core Mining up 7. We had another one. Oh no, that was all of them. Yeah, they're just all up a lot. So good gains today for the top gainers. Let's check out the loser side because we always want to look at that and see what's kind of underperforming. So we got Boston Beer. This was kind of my consumer defensive play. It's not really played out. I'm going to try to figure out what to do with that because I do want uncorrelated stuff in the portfolio. I want a little bit of something that's, not correlated to anything else. So that's going down. This Aurora Innovation, we bought the dip here when it crashed 30%. It made a nice bounce, but now it's all the way back down again. So that's not doing so well. It's got a lot of IV, so we're selling some calls on this thing. But still, if it keeps going down like this, the calls will only pay for so much. I think what's going on is there's about to be another IPO of another trucking automation stock. I saw some big call volume come into one of these SPACs that's going to take it public, like Kodiak something. Don't remember, but yeah, Kodiak Robotics or something like that. So that's probably why it's selling off now that I think about it. That these guys are about to come public, so then the market's going to have multiple people to choose from in this category. So they're just selling this one off. That's unfortunate. Yeah, a lot of the auto parts guys got hit today, which is interesting. We got Tesla got hit, and then auto parts got hit. I think GM and Ford got hit too. But so that's interesting. The auto parts are not doing so well. And the nuclear energy stuff is just pulling back, with Centrus Energy pulling back. Yeah, I mean, so that's just something to note. Yeah, we got some nice things coming up. A lot of dividends. It's the first of the month, so a lot of all the bonds, and because this is pretty much a bond portfolio, we're getting a lot of dividends from those the front month. Probably gonna just drip those into the same thing. That's what I always do. Just drip the dividends into back to where it came from. Maybe we might change that later on a later date, and see if we could buy the dip in something rather than just drip it. But for now, that's what we're doing. We got a nice big juicy dividend in Zim today, 75 cents or 74 cents. Yeah, and then we're gonna get some dividends in like Main Street Capital later this week. So that's about it. So let's go, check out the TA for the week and show you guys what's going on with this position I'm entering in. Yeah, just my method behind that and everything like that. And maybe some moves of the stocks that we mentioned earlier. All right. All right. So yeah, at the beginning of the video, I kind of talked about how the dollar was down. I mean, this looks, pretty, it's just starting a downtrend here. It didn't even get to the quarterly moving average, and we're just going down. These are big moves for the dollar. What are we at? Yeah, 0.7% down today. It did not get back the move for, the April kind of crash. So it's weak. So I'm just thinking, going into the rest of the year, I think short dollar is the play. So yeah, I just decided to get some currency exposure on and to the portfolio just because I'm trying to have more stuff that's kind of uncorrelated so that we're just mixing around here selling calls on a lot of uncorrelated things. And I was kind of just looking for something that whenever you have a kind of schism like what we had in April, you want to kind of look for things that did the exact opposite. So because these are kind of just like general events, and you could find strength or new trades that were put on because of that event, similar to COVID. There were some analogs I was using back to COVID just to help with that. And what I found here was, the Japanese yen, and basically all the other currencies, because it's like inverse dollar, but went up. Okay, had some volume here and bounced nicely. So what we did here was, right now this thing is trading at like 64.50. What we did was we went into 2027 and we bought the $60 calls for about $8.40. To get into this position, something that would cost $6,000 to get in, we are getting in for like $800, thereabouts. And then what we did on top, it's called the diagonal spread. But what we did was out in July, yeah, I think I have it right here. So these are the expirations, these white lines. We sold the 67 calls for 50 cents. So with that, we're basically getting 40 cents in the next, 45 days, which would give 5% of the worth of the calls, of the $800 we spent on the calls. So if we just can continue to keep doing that, it will give us, let's say average 4 or 5% yield on those calls. And those calls expire in 2027. So we got plenty of time to keep rolling these calls, and capture that yield on this position. And we're generally bullish on the Japanese yen. It has this nice little kind of reversal pattern here. And we can just continue to hold that long position, but also sell front month calls as it moves kind of in our favor. Because, it's got this kind of nice little rounded base. I was debating some Swiss stuff or some Canadian, like the Canadian one looks pretty decent too. Canadian dollar, but we're not messing with the Canadians here, or the British pound or something like that. I was just trying to get a little bit of diversification, get a little bit of something else. And to be honest, like the Japanese yen, it had the best options market. Yeah, because to enter into this kind of a position without using options, it just doesn't move that much. So it's not going to do anything like with the amount that I put in the portfolio. So you got to have it a little bit leveraged. So this was the best options market that I found. So we're just going with the yen because they're all basically the same. Yeah, so that's that. Let's take a look at some of these big moves. So yeah, we were talking about on Friday how, like, when these averages come together, we could get some big moves. So we're looking at Inno data here. It's starting to move nicely, 11%. Yeah, I mean, we got the 50 calls sold here, so it's getting close. But I mean, they're not even allowing me to sell higher calls in July. The 50 is the max one, so that's unfortunate. So I've got to, hopefully they open up more calls so I can do a higher strike here. So that's that one. What else are we messing with? Yeah, let's show you guys Tempest AI. So Tempest AI, yeah, we got pretty much back everything. And this is something really interesting I can show you guys. this right here on the short report, you see how it had this massive volume spike? This is what I was saying on Baidu, right? In an earlier video, like whenever you have this big giant candle ends at the lows of the day, it actually couldn't close below the quarterly moving average. Massive increase in volume compared to everything else, and it gets stuck. It's very bullish, and then boom, this kind of candle with this much slower volume, that's very bullish. So we're bullish on Tempest now because of just, it took this much effort to push it down, and there's no effort to push it back up. That's what we were hoping for with Baidu, but yeah, it's not working out. You see the difference, right? You see how this massive increase, but then you see this one went below. So yeah, it's like not as good, and it's kind of sticking here. So this is actually kind of becoming pretty bearish here. But Tempest, it's stuck inside the candle, another candle, and then boom, nice move today, bouncing off of this moving average here. Yeah, what else did I want to show you guys? NBR, we're not long in the public account. That's something else. But let's check out. Yeah, some of these silver miners. Let's check out silver miners. So this I'm pretty bullish on. This, it's pretty much the same thing as the Japanese yen position, but this is a big increase in volume here in this stock. If you notice, like here, nice base, okay, and this is a silver miner that's making its move. It did it before. This is more volume, so we're gonna have to watch this. This could be bearish too. So we're just gonna have to watch this one. CDE is something that we've been in. Caught here. It's just trending higher. We sold the $10 calls up here. Yeah, this one's just, once these two averages got close, it either went down or up, and it went down first, and now it's making a nice move. And then PAAS, which these guys, they bought another miners, and then now same thing, big candle, big volume, comes back in, kind of sits here. This is what we were looking at as a bullish setup. So it's playing out to be bullish here. Yeah. So other than that, I mean, that's kind of everything. GameStop kind of pulled back here. Tesla pulled back. Yeah, we changed the calls we sold on Tesla. We had the 370s, but then I guess they got crushed today. So we bought those back for a nice little 40% gain, and we sold the 400s. Give ourselves a little bit more buffer. Yeah, going forward, because we think this thing is going to keep going higher. But with that, I mean, that's basically the week ahead. Hey, have a great one, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.